Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Appel, and this is my presentation titled The Guardians of Chat Securing the Future of AI Conversations. So, starting off, we're going to take a look at the problem that we're trying to address here, and that is that the artificial intelligence in today's time has seen a very prominent rise in the usage for people and companies alike, especially the AI-driven chatbots. And one of the main concerns is that the security aspects of these chatbots is not rising at the same speed and level that these programs and these systems are. So, in order to secure a more reliable digital conversation, we want to see what are some ways we can manage and understand these problems at hand. So, let's take a look at the first figure here. We can see that this graph shows some of the major companies and websites that are commonly used, and specifically and how long it took for these to reach 1 million users. And if you look at the top, you see ChatGPT is right up there after only 5 days, reaching 1 million users. And in today's time, it has over 160 million users. And that's not even including all the other AI systems and AI chat services that other people can use, which is just goes to show that this is a very prominent and newly explored area that we're dealing with. And so now taking a look at the analysis of the problem at hand, we can look at several different categories, starting with the economic implications, which are mainly concerns to the companies and their businesses and economics and the kind of information that they store and take care of. And then going on to social implications, this is mainly in regards to the users and their concerns of privacy and the trust in the information that they're sharing. And then the environmental implications, which, while not as direct, do have an effect when we consider the resource intense investigations and countermeasures that may need to be applied when these cyber issues and security risks may occur. So now looking at this picture right here, we have some of the major privacy risks of AI chatbots, starting with the excessive collection of user data, data leaks, sharing of that confidential information, which is usually beyond our control and our knowledge, and then bias caused by bad data, which again is not something we as consumers are aware of. And now, taking a brief look at the challenges here, we start off with the users and management. Users being that the authentication for users is very weak. All you have to do is set up an account and you're good to go. It's a very low level of security. And then for management, we really don't know who's managing a lot of these systems most of the time. What are they accessing? And what are they doing with that information? And some of that information being our particular patterns, habits, and speaking styles. This is something that is a big concern because it is not to our knowledge, and it's not something that we generally give consent for, and not something we even get a choice to give consent for. And of course, other issues like a lack of common sense rules and best practices, a lack of technology in keeping up, like ChatGPT version 3, which is falling behind the latest version, but is welcoming more and more security risks as time goes on. And then, of course, parental understanding, which just creates a whole chain of the most common target for these security risks, such as children, teens, elderly, who rely on them to really be the foundation for their best practices. And because they don't know, this creates a bigger problem at play here. And then the unpredictability of what is this information being used for and how will it change these chat AI in the future? And it's something we have to keep in mind. And now looking at the second figure here, we can see what companies' considerations are regarding utilizing these AI. And at the top, we have cybersecurity, but that's a very broad category here, and every other category is below 50%. It's very clear that the security concerns are not one of the main problems or issues for these companies, which is a problem for consumers. Now, some of the recommendations regarding the previously mentioned challenges include adding some more cyber laws and regulations, something that can keep in check these companies and the information that they are able to gather, and our user choice on what we're willing to share, what we're willing to um, allow them to do, and transparency. Allow what can we as the users actually see what's going on and see what we're giving, so that it's a more back and forth trade rather than just a one-way trade that we really can't see the other side of. And then my favorite here, the fact checker meter, which would allow us to see just how believable the information is and how much the AI believes that it's giving us actual information, as well as stating whether or not that information is coming from an AI or if it's coming from a human, because this is something we can't really tell, but it's something that is very easy to implement. And now here are the sources I use for some of the pictures and the information. And thank you so much for listening to my presentation.